Welcome to another episode of Rugby Sense No Nonsense. I hope you guys are having a great week. My name is Gifttime and I am always here with the man, Ryan Flynn. Ryan, man, what's really good?
You know, it's just another day of being great. Just another day of being triumphant and everything. It feels fantastic.
And that's what life is supposed to be. It's about being fantastic. We want to make sure that we can always, just step ourselves for one bit of time. We know the show can long, so we have in the descriptions any stories that we have. You guys can see in the description box below. Or if you guys want to go to a specific subject, we're gonna have the time for each of the subjects down below, so you guys can go see just parts that you care to see. We don't care. We just want you guys to enjoy what we have going on. So that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. So look, just starting off from this week, dude. Let's talk about some predictions from this past weekend. These games from last weekend. We had a couple of predictions going on. Lock picks from last weekend. It was for me. It was Alabama over Florida and Life University Women over West Chester. For you had Alabama over Florida. Dude, it looks like we got it right with the Alabama-Florida lock.
Yeah, they're so hot right now. They're just steaming hot, blowing past everyone down in the SCRC. How could you not pick them every week? I mean, they're just dominating.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's crazy. They destroyed Florida at home, 55-19. I mean, these guys are looking to come back. They came in second last year, and it looks like they're trying to get a chance to return to the at least the championship for SSC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't, at this rate, I don't see how they could not be there. No team has played with them yet. Just going past teams 20, 30 points apiece. Just absolutely brilliant attack.
I can't say anything against that. That is about as true as true could be. Going in my Life University, we went over West Chester. I got that. I blew that through with flying colors for that lock. They won 45-0. So that was awesome. The Life University women starting off the season. It was a test match, but dude, it's still going up north. West Chester is still a really good D1 team. For our upset picks of the day, we actually also had I had Southern Mississippi over UL Lafayette, and you had FSU over USF. Looks like you got a bit of a bailout on that one, as they seem to have canceled that game.
Yeah.
Or postponed it. I'm sorry. Postponed it.
For the time being. Disappointed, but hey, that it happens sometimes, so what are you going to do?
Hey, look, you got at least one check mark game. That's the least minimum that you can at least get that. You get at least one win in the whole situation.
I get a pity point.
You get a pity point. Drop that one in. I had USM Southern Mississippi over UL Lafayette. We called that game to be if USM was able to win that game, we no longer can consider them as a underdog for the rest of the season, and it looks like they fulfilled that. USM winning 21-17 for UL. That's in your division of people, man.
Yeah, I found that out Sunday. We were just talking rugby, and someone gave me the score. I was shocked. I mean, compared to last year, they would travel with 10 guys, if that. Now to blowing out top teams in the conference, it's amazing. I literally have no idea how they're doing it. Bravo, hats off to them. But it's something to see for sure. They're a threat. They're a threat now. If they're not, it's like, oh, that's just Southern Miss. Yeah, they're just coming with 10 guys. It's like, no, like that's Southern Miss. Like, here they come. We got to get ready.
They decided to they definitely strapped up the boots and said, hey, this is our town now. All right, we're coming in like some barbarians. Yeah. Because I mean they're traveling. Like it feels like Troy and USM seem to have switched places within the Deep South D2.
Exactly.
So finally, our non-South regional picks. I had taking Indiana, and you had Dartmouth over Cornell. Looks like you at least won in this that pick.
Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, Dartmouth brought the hammer, 41-19. Bravo! Thank you for making me look good at least for once.
Finally, I have to listen to this
Yeah,
thing.
I get one right. I mean, brilliant game, and Cornell just couldn't seem to hang with the Ivy League powerhouse of Dartmouth. So good stuff.
Man, and you know what? I end up getting the opposite effect. I took number 16 Michigan to take out number 11 Indiana, and Indiana ended up punishing my pick, destroying Michigan 41-7 on a game
Nerd.
that, yeah,
Uh, well done. I mean,
yeah,
I'm the winner this week right now for the
dude.
time being.
So I need to step up my game for my non-South picks. All right, I need you guys to start to just listen to me. Start watching the show. Start listening to what I say.
And just fix it.
Just fix it. No big deal. But look, you got to give credit to Indiana. This team has been, I guess, smashed. Look, they're continuing. So I expect to see them in the playoffs. At in this spring. Apparently, wait a long time.
Hate it.
Games in the fall.
I hate waiting.
What happened at the end? Let's get it out the way early.
Just get it done with.
Get it done with. But all right. So we have scores around the nation. Dude, hit me up with some of the scores that caught your eye this week around the nation.
I got you. Women's rugby wise, we had Penn State over Notre Dame, 75-7, and then we had Colorado State over Colorado, still women's, 41-15. Then we had Utah over Wyoming, another blowout, 63-12. And then finally we have Kutztown over St. Bonaventure. I hope I didn't butcher that. 24-5. Those are the big games. A little East Coast, West Coast action there. Ton of blowouts. I mean, just not even like a 30-point blowout, but just manhandling teams, especially on the women's side. So I was really impressed with that.
Yeah, look, I mean, I guess just because it's early in the season, people are still trying to figure out. Power teams are going to be power teams. I don't think you can ever change anything on that, but it shows, the up and coming ones that seem to be the most issued, still trying to find their place.
Still trying to get their feet wet.
Exactly. For me, I had a few for the men's side. American Rugby Premiership. This is the third week of it kicking off. Life University opened up their season and put the hammer down on New York Old Blue, winning at home 47-7. Mystic River taking a second win for the season over Boston, 50-13 on the road. Nyack over Boston Irish Wolfhounds, 50-27. Wolfhounds dropping to 0-3. Nyack 2-0. In D1, I had another Penn State game, but unfortunately for that was the opposite direction. Number 5 Army just beating Penn State 46-36. In D1 2A, Tennessee and Carolina SCRC East definitely show why they are the top two teams in the SCRC East, and subsequently why they seem to be the only teams that win the SCRC. Tennessee defeating Kentucky 69-8 at home, and South Carolina defeating Vanderbilt 85-0 on the road. For D2 teams, I gotta give credit to your people. Defeating Louisiana Tech 29-15. Look, I mean, you did what's working for you guys all of a sudden. You guys had a little rough one night, and it's like you guys came out beast mode.
These freshmen are just unreal. We had a great recruiting class. We have a scrum half from Australia who's with us for the semester, and he's been an absolute game changer. This kid Christian. Outside of that, we kind of implemented some new stuff that's really been working out well, and we really flipped the script. I know I say that a lot, flip the script, but I mean we have flipped the script. So I say a combination of definitely the new players, the Aussie, the freshmen, and the new system our coach put in has really been top tier.
Dude, that sounds mad. You sound like the perfect player speak right there. What happened to that's because we're just getting awesome. Like we just get it done.
The best.
You can't give any bulletin board material. That's why no bulletin board material allowed.
Not at all.
Look, let me finish out the scores that also caught me for women's side. The Women's Premier League has been going on. Atlanta Harlequins taking on the DC Furies, winning 19-14. So looks like Atlanta had a lot of great luck today. Life University and Atlanta within their club premiership games. The Berkeley All Blues defeated the Glendale Raptors, who are the current WPL champions, 22-19. And with D1, Quinnipiac defeated Life U in 19-5 in the round robin they did up in Pennsylvania. Same place. Life U beat Westchester. Quinnipiac wore down a Life University team, taking them down 19-5. And USF win over Florida Gulf Coast 51-0. So you're right, dude. It was some great game. Wait, did you mention the USF one already?
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So look, we had, like you said, we had some great games. I mean, it's an all battle, dude. Club season seems to be starting off as well too. So looking forward to seeing more scores and more games start up more.
Pumped to see it. And these blowouts are just announced. The beatdown, the pain that's being delivered is fantastic.
Bring the pain. It's a joke. All right, moving on. Rugby World Cup. Dude, biggest story out of the Rugby World Cup: England losing to Australia. The second loss in a row out of pool play, dude. What thoughts?
I mean, it was a great game. I mean, England's really been down this World Cup, man. Especially after the loss to Wales, but Australia just played a brilliant game. They were. Both great teams. Australia was just a better team that day. I mean, that's really all you can say about it. England, a host country, not looking so hot in front of their own people, which sucks. But hey, that's why you play the game.
I mean, look, it's to the point that England set a whole new Rugby World Cup record for being the first host nation to not make a play. So yeah, dude, England. That's rough. It's like people for England's coaches head on a stick. I mean, it's yeah. Like,
I mean, to get embarrassed like that in front of your own country is just awful. It's just the worst type of embarrassment in the world.
I mean, that's not a lie. Like, you can't really. It would be like, it's almost as shocking as saying like New Zealand losing in New Zealand. Like, this is not supposed to happen. At least minimum get into bowl or into like plate contention. Don't even at least just fall out of the cup.
Out of pool play. That's all you have to do to get out of pool play.
But I mean, look, it's a tough division. You had Wales, Australia. I forgot who the rest of them were.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank too.
I forgot the rest of them. But it's just like there's not really much that you can do out of that. That's tough. That's really tough. But hey, you know what?
Hey, pressure's on, man. You got to perform.
There you go. Moving on. USA going to play their game. They have a game on Wednesday, actually, so it looks like that'd be whenever this show goes up. So, looks USA definitely no longer a cup contender. So right now, it's kind of just playing for shits and giggles. But it looks like they're making some major change in the lineup for this week. Dude, what do you think of some of these changes that they have?
I think the big thing was a lot of sevens players, so I think they're kind of like, hey, let's just experiment. I mean, we're not going to do anything else, so why not try out some sevens guys at 15s? The two biggest things for me were Zach Test going on the wing. I think that's going to be huge. I'm really excited to see how he's going to play World Cup atmosphere, adapt from sevens, since he's mainly been playing sevens, coming at the wing, and taking Mike Petrie out. Disappointed because I love Mike Petrie. Who doesn't love Mike Petrie in USA Rugby?
I mean, this dude, I'll clever. I mean, dude is like the Mr. Nice Guy. I feel like whenever you look at Mike Petrie, it's like looking at Cyclops, and then you had Todd Clever as Wolverine, kind of in that mix. So it's like, dude, you look like him.
Yeah, I mean, not love. He's a family man. He teaches kids.
Yeah, dude. He, first.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, him going out, I understand the move. Why put him in there to risk him getting hurt? I'm sure they'll get him in. I'm sure he's itching to play, but I'd say good move. Experiment a little bit. Reserve the key guys. But I'm sure they'll get in the second half to play out their time in the World Cup.
Yeah, look, I was the same way. The usage of the sevens players is kind of a big deal. We saw a little bit of what they did against the Harlow. It wasn't bad. It was nice to see a little bit of speed. Still, you could sense a little discomfort. I mean, Zach Test seems like he's right at home.
Yeah, he's got it down.
Yeah. Shalom Suniula has played with the 15 side on many occasions, definitely during the Rugby World Cup qualifiers. So this isn't going to be an unusual position. I like him actually at 10, being that I've always considered him to be one of the guys for the USA team. So he's another amazing guy to be able to talk to, but I found that he probably has one of the better chances. I think the interesting part will be Niku Kruger, who's going to be taking over for Mike Penn, South African guy. Definitely hasn't played very much, so we can see some test action out of these guys. I think the only one, the big surprise for me was moving Brenton Palamo out of the mix, and even AJ McGinty. Even though, like you said, try and keep the guys healthy, I would have thought to at least see what you can still put some pounders in the mix, so you still have a chance to win against South Africa. Even if you don't come out of pool play, like if you can affect an extremely hot South Africa team, I think you can still win out pretty hard
for sure.
And can't beat that. And the addition of Danny I'd like to really see what he does off the edge. Instead of keeping that lock or prop, I like to see him whenever he's free to tackle.
Free to bring the pain.
Free to bring the pain. Oh man. So our question of the day, coming straight out of your mind, dude. NFL starting 15.
Yeah.
Explain it out.
I put some thought into this one. I'm excited.
Well, wait. Before you start, what I might have just interrupted you trying to start the explanation, but go ahead. Explain what you had in mind for the question.
So this just if NFL players were to convert to rugby, what position would they play, and what would your ideal lineup be? Was the formula for the question of today.
Extremely complicated subject. I know there's not really much you can do on that.
Go ahead. You want to go first?
Yeah. You know what? I'll go first since it was your idea. I'll go ahead and put mine up first. So starting at my starting 15, I had Carl Dunlap as natty defensive tackle. I had Gerald McCoy at hooker. At Namdaku.
And Sue.
Sue, thank you. Ndamukong Suh.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Out of the Dolphins, even though I'm still not used to seeing him as a Dolphin.
It just kind of weirds me out.
Super does, but put him at 3. I had J.J. Watt and Gronkowski at locks. I had Luke Kuechly out of Carolina. At number 6, I had Robert Quinn out of St. Louis on my 7 because speed off the edge, ridiculous. I had Bobby Wagner of the Seahawks at number 8. At scrum half, I had Amy Luck. At fly half, I had Aaron Rodgers. At first wing at 11, I had Brandon Cook from New Orleans. At 12 and 13, I had Le'Veon Bell as my center, and Adrian Peterson as my outside center. At the other wing, I had Randall Cobb. And at fullback, I had Earl Thomas, taking care of business in the backfield.
Pretty impressive squad there.
Dude, I go hard. I had to make sure.
I go hard.
I go hard. Go hard. This is the no-nonsense team of mean, nasty dudes on the field, except for maybe not so much Brandon and American, but everybody else very mean and nasty on the field. All right, so
yeah, I had a little similar. I was a little more lineman heavy. Michael Ruse out of Tennessee at the 1. Donald Penn out of Tampa Bay at the hook. Michael Orr, blindside squad. Running at the prop. Like you, Locke, Gronk out of New England. At 5, Bryant McKinney, lineman out of Minnesota.
Oh, shoot.
At the flanks, I had Walter Jones out of Seattle and Clay Matthews out of Green Bay. 8-man, A.J. Hawk, ex-Green Bay, Cincinnati now. 9, my boy Peyton Manning, Denver. At the 10, I got my boy Tom Brady, Deflategate, New England. At the first wing, 11, I had Brandon Marshall off the Jets. My centers are Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch, and Eddie Lacy out of Seattle and Green Bay, respectively. At the other wing, I had Megatron out of Detroit, and then 15, my hometown boy, Matt Forte out of Chicago.
I like Matt Forte one, dude. I gotta ask you. All right, look, I'm a little wondering why so lineman heavy. I feel like you would have a bunch of guys who wear down. They have great push into scrums, but they're just gonna wear down them when they actually start running any seriousness.
That's fair. That's fair, but I feel like with enough training, we kind of chop them down a little bit. I just love big forwards. I think if you have a ginormous pack, it's intimidating. It just for punch in your mouth rugby. But I do see your point. They would need to slim up a little bit. You can't be 300 pounds running all over the place.
Right. Let's just maul it downfield the entire time. Like you don't.
Which
do
is the
anything.
plan? Which is the plan?
I mean, look, if that's the goal, look, I think that'll take care of it from there. I noticed you didn't put a whole lot of defensive players on your squad.
No, I don't. I feel like offensive players are just as tenacious at defense, even though they're not tackling. Offensive linemen just firing out at people just as tenacious as a defensive lineman going for the sack.
Shoot. I mean, I guess so. I feel like you need to have like mine was heavy. Obviously, you saw mine was very heavy on the D tackles because at least so that they had to push and run. Like they have to use up excessive energy to be able to get out there.
Offensive line. Now you're sitting here saying offensive linemen don't do anything in the NFL. I stop back for the pass. They're firing off, pancaking people up, right? They're using the same amount of energy.
They're using it. I guess so. No hate to my line people.
Bros, man.
There we go. We're all bros. It's all good. All right. Finally, coming to the end of the show, dude. Games weekend. Hit your locks.
Well. As the saying goes, don't fix what's not. No need to fix what's not broken. So Alabama over Vanderbilt will be the lock this week.
Softball picks.
Yeah, I know. I'll change it next week. I do need to challenge myself more with these. But when I saw it, I'm like, how am I going to say no to this?
True.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Bama, and then my upset. Florida's gonna have the chip on the shoulder, and I think Auburn could beat Florida, but I know Auburn's gonna be the favorite. Florida's gonna upset them for sure. They need this win. Chip on the shoulder. They're tired of losing. They got Auburn.
Wait. I gotta give you this though. I gotta tell you this. Auburn is actually has a worse record than Florida. So Auburn will have to be the upset over Florida. So right now you got another lock. You got to check them in.
Oh, well, I mean, from what I saw with Auburn, I thought they were smooth and crisp. I thought they were a phenomenal team. And from what I've been seeing from Florida, it has just been not impressive. So that was my thinking behind that.
Fair enough. I can go with that. I can go with that. That's fair enough. All right, so for my lock picks for this week, I had Kentucky over Ole Miss. Even though Kentucky has lost the last 2 games, but they literally played the hardest teams in the division. Like straight up, the rest of their season is gonna breeze by, and Ole Miss is a nice start for that. And then my upset pick was Georgia over Mississippi State. Still within the SCRC. Georgia has impressed since they beat Florida. I've been shocked with what they can do. So I'm gonna put it on them to really throw out there. And then my wins lock pick was Quinnipiac over Brown.
I would like to add. I actually would like to add. I did have women's. My bad. My upset is Ohio State beating Penn State women,
Okay.
and then my lock is going to be Life women over Davenport.
That's I can go with that. That one I can see that happening. I can see that happening. All right, dude. Last thoughts for the day as we're looking at the show.
Again, like I said last week, Gifttime photo contest is up and running. We've had some phenomenal submissions. Some guys, Chris, he put in a great one. This guy, Eric, put in another great one. So visit the page, get the link, and feel free to enter. Outside of that, this college rugby season has been fantastic. The Southern Miss coming out of the woodwork, Alabama dominating. I've loved it. I've loved participating in it, watching it. This has been probably one of the better seasons I've seen thus far. Seeing as we're almost near the halfway point. Keep it up, people.
Keep it up. Get it done. Get it done. Yeah, no, I got to say the same thing. I've been enjoying this. Sometimes right now I'm having a lot of trouble being able to distinguish sometimes between my college football season and my college rugby seasons. They're starting to melt into each other a little bit, and it's getting difficult. It's getting a little difficult for me. So, I've been pleased so far with what I've seen. I'm excited because it's almost like the seasons are starting to kick off even harder. Playoffs are around the corner for really actually for both sides, rugby and football. So it's all wins all around for me. It's all wins on that one, dude. But, dude, great show. Another one. We get it off the books.
Fantastic.
Dude, just straight up before we go, this is a non-whatever pick, but, dude, what do you think the final score for USA versus South Africa?
Ooh. Seeing as USA is experimenting off the bat with those sevens players, as much as I love the Eagles and USA Rugby, I'm going to take South Africa 35, USA 10.
All right, I'm probably gonna go. Actually, somewhat considering that the USA doesn't seem to know how to get past the 20 mark, I'm actually gonna give them an extra 15 points, but I'm gonna drop a 55 for South Africa. Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, you hurt me too much, man. You guys hurt me too much. But, all right, man. Dude, great show. Great talking with you. Everybody, you guys, always check the description below for any of the stories or any of the time periods that we have. You guys can find us on website, gifttimerugby.com, or you can find it on Facebook, facebook.com/gifttimerugby, or twitter.com/gifttimerugby, or I guess more properly at gifttimerugby. Ryan, thank you very much. And, dude,
thank you.
You have a great one, all right?
Dude, see you later, brother.
Dude, this is Rugby Sense.
No nonsense.
Sweet, we're
Done.
out.